We projected that Solana would hit $30 on the downside, and guess what? It hit $30. Today, I'm going to show you how we projected that in advance and how you can do the same. Because if you see these chart patterns unfolding, more often than not, they will unfold because of the buying and selling behavior. So let's dive straight into Solana. So video, I said Solana to crash towards $30 and why it's likely to tank towards that point. And we also said a couple of months ago, $20 and why. And the $30 has happened. So we know that's happened because that's where it is right now. We're going to go over why we said it and how it's unfolded. And is $20 still likely and on the cards? And at the end of the video, you'll see why it is. So let's dive into a live chart. So we're looking at Solana, right? I'm on a daily chart using TradingView, and there's a really simple pattern. And if you can see this and identify this in advance, you'll know more often than not, it will unfold as anticipated. And this is the pattern that you want to be aware of. And this is why we did those videos. It's when the market moves aggressively on one side, so it's impulsive, meaning lower lows and lower highs. But then the movement to the upside is overlapping waves. And basically the wave structure overlaps into the previous wave structure. So this is a corrective nature. It is, in other words, it's the market showing weakness, right? So what we can do is when this happens and we see these patterns, more often than not, it's a bearish pattern, and you'll often see an end of a correction, a swing low getting exceeded, and the price moves to the downside. Now, obviously, $30 comes before $20, but we've been very bearish on Solana because of momentum, pattern, price. There's a few other indicators. And oh, by the way, if you want access to my charts, I'm going to give you access to my 4-type layout: the weekly, the daily, the hourly. To keep up to date, you can now actually download the chart for free in the link below. Quite a few different charts available, so you can just see the analysis and get all the settings that I use. Solana is one of those. And what we're going to do now is look at the $20 mark. Okay, it's hit $30, which is where it's at right now, $30. Is it going to hit $20 and why? Okay, well, there's a particular ratio that you want to be aware of. So first of all, higher level thinking. What drives the markets? Well, it's psychology, human psychology, and buying and selling behavior. In other words, fear and greed. And more often than not, because we want to go with probabilities, right? When we get a corrective pattern like this, what typically occurs is if we measure the bottom over here and the top over here, and we measure this, and we can do something called an external retracement. We won't go into too much detail today, but there's two ratios where the market typically goes to more often than not. And the ratios are 1.272 and 1.618. And look at the price numbers here. The price is just under $20 to even $12. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but when you're trading crypto, you can make money shorting the market, so making money on the way down. More often than not, this is the range that a price will go to. So when we're shorting the market, we knew $30 was highly probable, and it's over here. But the question is has it reached the end of its trend, and are we going to see a reversal to the upside? Or is it going to test the $26 level, break it, and then get down to the $20 level? Well, I think that's still on the cards, and this is why. So I'm going to pop out of this chart, and we're going to go into the top left on the weekly chart. And the weekly momentum gives us a big clue. The momentum, what I'm referring to, is the blue and the red line at the bottom of the chart. And it tells us the larger degree momentum. What's the higher degree trend? And if we look at this in an objective, non-emotional way, we go, well, the last time the blue line went over the red, we had sideways to down for quite a few weeks. And the last time over here, the blue line went over the red. Well, guess what? Recently, we've been sideways to down for around 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks. But the momentum is still pointing down. So that indicates to us that we still got 1 or 2 more weeks of sideways to down with Solana. So it's on the cards that in the daily chart, we're likely, I think immediately we'll probably see some type of movement up, but over the next 2 weeks, there's a higher probability that this will get broken. And if it does, $20 to $12. And as the pattern unfolds, we'll really fine tune. So if you want access to this chart, you can now get it, download it on the link below. what we're going to do today is we're going to finish on a quote from my book, and I think it's really, really relevant. And you can actually download my book for free now. Some really good stuff on mindset and really to understand money and how you can make it stick to your hands, right? Make it stick to your hands. This one is chapter 5, and the chapter is called "It's Simple." And the quote is from Leonardo da Vinci. It says, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." Now, if you know me and you've been following me for a while, you may know that I don't watch the news, and it's deliberate. One, because I find it toxic, and second, the technical price of buying and selling behavior is actually more powerful than the fundamentals, especially short term. When I say short term, what I'm referring to is less than 12 months, less than 6 months, less than 3 months, especially less than 1 month. And you might get your odd news days which drive the price a bit crazy, but more often than not, the technicals are really, really powerful and they tell us a lot of things. So let's finish with Solana. $30 we've hit. So if you've been shorting the market, made some good profits, well, you should have, and then you want to be maybe tightening your stop losses because of where the market is right now. But over the next 2 weeks, it's still highly probable we're going to see some movement to the upside, but then a continuation to the downside. And if we break that $26 level, then $20 to $12 is the next range that we're going to see. So we'll keep a very close eye on Solana and let's see how it unfolds.